Hey, hello everyone. This is Saher, and once again, we are gonna start today with. I'm gonna start showing you how to use the grading script that we provide with to you. So after every project, this is the steps that you're gonna do. You're gonna read the requirements, the PDFs, all the stuff that we provide to you, and then from there you will be able to start. We'll provide you with some documentations and along with some starting points for your code, but then there's going to be other files that you're going to add, and then at the end of the day that specific file is the one that you're going to submit to the grading script, and then we're going to also give you the grading script. So I'm going to show you how to do the grading script to make sure that your program is working fine and you can guarantee at least a decent amount of your grade. Even before submitting your project, you would know about how much you will get on the project. So there is a couple of different steps and things we're gonna go through, and I'm gonna show you how to do them with respect to that. So let's start with this. Uh, Let me actually, instead of sharing the PowerPoint, I can share the entire screen. Let's make it easier because I'm gonna also show you how would you do it. Okay, so we can start the presentation. F5, right? F5. Yep. Okay, so I don't have a bun for this one. I don't have anything. So if you have something that is funny with respect to grading script, let me know. But those are the different things we're gonna go through today. Basically X2Go, because I forgot to add a little bit of the video about X2Go, because if you remember the first few episodes, it was giving me some trouble loading in. I don't know what it is exactly. Sometimes it just does that. So that's why I recommend having X2Go and MOBA Extreme at the same time. Just in case one went something is happening, you can use the other one. And then I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you, for example, if I have a project that I want to grade, how would I do it, and how would I understand the results, and all the different things you need to do. Regrading policy. We have a specific regrading policy. I'm gonna tell you about. I'm gonna tell you the one that we have implemented for the previous years. I don't know if it's gonna change a little bit over the course of this year, but just keep an eye out on Piazza, because we're gonna restate the regrading policy. So keep an eye out. I'm gonna tell you how we did it in the previous years, and probably will be the same one for this year too. But just as a confirmation, I'm gonna be sending something on Piazza on the second week of classes, and then a template on how to ask for a regrade and how long do you expect the regrade to take, all this kind of stuff, all the things that comes with the policy of regrading. So yeah, as I said, I forget to add the X2Go demo, and right here I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you just a demo of X2Go. It's working now. I didn't do anything, to be honest. It just works now. So this is, oh gosh, okay. Sorry. So this is my home page on Xtego. So when you go in here and you sign into the server, it gets you to this web page, this GUI screen that you have here. And it's pretty much as I explained it before. It looks like a Windows, right? It's a GUI. There is no, like, you can control everything with the terminal, but you can also interact with the GUI. So something like, you have files, you do this, you go through, just as normal things you do in Windows or Mac, create files. It's a little bit different. If you want to like open the internet or something, you have to click on application. These are the applications that you have. You go to the internet. Firefox is the one that people use here. Something like this, what I have here. So this is it. Basically, you create, you do everything. If you want to use the terminal, you are more than, you can still. What happened? My screen did get disconnected for some reason, but I'm fixing it right now. Give me a second. Okay. What is happening now? Okay. So the screen just disconnected the sharing. Okay, sorry about that. Let me go back here. So again, you have the terminal, the same commands that we have used, remember? And both of them are looking at the same server space. So if you joined on Mobile Extreme, you can still use the terminal and create files here, and they're gonna show up there. So it's kind of cool, right? You can play around from, think about it as like you have a specific box and you have like, a lot of entrances to the box. You can put something here. If you came from here, you find the same thing in there. So make directory, if you remember, file one, and then if I ls, as you can see, all the different fun stuff that we have. Sorry, make directory file one, and then cd file one. When I the first line I did, it created two files, one called file and one called one. So I wanna remove that. So remove file and one, right? Oh god, okay. So I have to remove one. What is happening? Remove file. Oh, I'm inside file one, sorry. So remove file and one. Yeah. File is not a directory. Wait, what? Did it create one file? It's okay. I will figure it out. I mean, also, like something good about here, like it's giving me some trouble, so I'm just gonna delete them, send them to trash, and empty my trash. So some of the users, I don't know why it was not removing them. Was I mistyping something? I don't know. But as you can see, remove directory. This is the problem that I had. Yeah, sorry. I was removing. Yeah, okay, sorry. I was removing it normally. It still could work. Okay, it doesn't matter now. Oh my god. So this is X2Go again. Sorry about all the confusion and my screen disconnecting and all the different things, but it just looks like what do you have on a Windows, not like mobile external kind of thing. Let's go back to our PowerPoint, and then I think it's F5. Okay. So now I'm gonna show you a demo about the grading demo and all this kind of stuff. First thing you want to know is, so a lot of the people are gonna start coding in C line on their Windows machines, and so you want to transfer your code there, right? Some people would say, "Oh, I'm just gonna copy the entire code, paste it in a file there." Yeah, you can do that, but still, there could be an easier way to do so, right? And then how to run the grading script, and then I'm gonna give you like an overview understanding of the grading script, and then basically I'm gonna give you some notes on how to start grading and different things, because the grading script is a little bit, it's not the easiest thing to use. It's not very easy to understand. So let's go to our X2Go. I'm gonna show you here so that you understand what's going on, and also I'm gonna show you on the terminal how to do all this stuff. So give me a second. I will share my screen when I have this. So give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. So this is the file that we give you. So again, I'm gonna give you a PDF to explain what the project is, and I'm gonna give you an initial files that you can use for your project, and then I'm gonna give you a zip for your grading scripts. So that zipped file is gonna have all the grading stuff. When you unzip it, this is the file that you're gonna get. It's called grading. Ignore all the other stuff. I have it on my desktop here. Okay. So one thing you need to remember, the first thing is, this is my project. I'm gonna call it project 6.cbb, for example, right? I'm gonna give you an example here. So one thing you need to understand is, you need, before you go into grading, you need a copy. So don't lose your copy. Okay. Don't lose your copy of your project, because if you lost your copy of the project, you're not gonna be able to get it, because once you submit it to grading, it's gonna stop working for a second. It's not, sorry, after the grading script scans through it, it automatically deletes it. So you want to make sure you have a backup copy for your project. So I'm gonna copy that here. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna put it in submission. I'm gonna tell you all about these files here. So the first file is the test cases. Those are the test cases that we have. Those are the sample test cases that we have for your project. See, so the grading script is gonna run these scripts. It's gonna run these functions. It's gonna run these equations and all this kind of stuff. And from these ones, it's gonna be able to test if your project is working fine or not. Do you need to submit all the other files? No, because we have all the other files in the helper files. So all of these files are in there to help run the grading script. So all you need is the project 6.cpp, for example. This is a C++ file, and you put it in submission. Okay, so now we understand test cases. We know helper files. Grade script is the script to run the grading script for you. So as you can see in there, so it's gonna go through this file called project6.cpp, and it's gonna time out at 15 units of time, which means if we entered in an infinite for loop or something along the lines, it will just cut out after 15 units of time, which is seconds in this case. So if the loop started going forever after 15 seconds, it's gonna kick you out, and it's gonna tell you that in the brief result here. It's going to tell you like, oh, we have an infinite for loop or an infinite loop. It's going to give you all the feedback you need. However, remember, once I run the script, all the files in submission directory are going to be deleted. So that's why I'm telling you to have a backup as soon as possible. And then detailed feedback is going to give you a detailed feedback of your project. So once you put it in submission and you have another copy of everything, all you have to do is /grade.sh, and that's the grading script here. And then once you do that, it goes in, it goes through every single thing. As you can see here, these are all the different helper functions and all the different test cases. As you can see, it gives you pass, which is good. Now I want to see the brief results, so I'm gonna concatenation, the one we have seen in the last video. And as you can see here, it's giving me 6 out of 6. This one was the first try. Okay, this is how to run the grading script. We need to understand how to, first thing I talked about, how to move it from Windows to Linux. On here, the easiest way is through an email. Like you have Firefox, you can open up your email, you can attach it there, get it here. That's pretty much it. On Mobile Xterm, it's a little bit easier just because of this panel on the left-hand side. So you can easily, if you have it there, you can basically just say, okay, this is the one shown right here is, oh, sorry, it kicked me out. So the one shown on the left-hand side, this is my Linux environment, not my Windows, right? So for example, I'm gonna go to downloads here. Okay, I wanna get something in here. So I'm just gonna say upload it. And then this is my Windows stuff. And I'm just gonna, let's say, upload my lecture 1. And as you can see on the left-hand side, it was showing the loading, and then now it's there. Again, the same thing you can do here. So if we went, I think we had it on our desktop, right? I'm gonna show you how to run the grading script too. Like cd, as you can see here, grading. Okay, as you can see here, project 6 right there, right? So how would I put it there? If you remember, I'm gonna copy project 6. Where would I copy it? Into grading, right? And then into submission, right? And then now I have copied it in there. So I'm gonna go into grading, and I'm gonna go into submission. And if I listed everything, I have my project here. So I go one back, and then the same way of doing this. And it's gonna go through. Some of the warnings are fine, and the warnings are basically just because of the different versions of the C. Look how it looks cleaner here, to be honest. That's why I like it here. And then if I concatenate my brief result file, as you can see, 6 out of 6, and this is the third trial. So it shows the third one is on the one at the bottom here. In other projects, as you can see, like the submission name, and then how many have been passed through total, and this is the total test that we have run through. It's pretty simple. This is how you move stuff, and this is how you use it on Mobile Xterm, and I showed you on Xterm too. Okay. So let's go back to our presentation and see where we at. So at this moment, we know how to transfer files from Linux to Windows and back and forth, how to run the grading script. We learned about that, understood some of the context. You don't need to understand everything. The notes that I wanted to talk about are just having a deep copy of your files, making sure you put it in submission, not anywhere else, and review your brief results. Another thing is, I think after 5 times of running, I think 5 or 6 times of running the grading script, sometimes it deletes everything. So just delete the entire grading script, download it back again from Canvas, and run it again. So that's not a big problem. But sometimes it just, I don't know, after a specific amount of trials, that's what I observed. It just deletes the helper files, and then you can't run the grading script no more. So make sure your helper files are there every time before running the grading script. So okay, once you finished your project. Oh, one thing, um, the grading, the test, the helper function. Sorry, the test functions for this one it's 6, as you can see, right? But then for the TAs we have more grading scripts and more grading um, functions that we run your project through to make sure it works exactly like we want. We make sure it's not like hard coded. We make sure everything is working fine. So for you, it could be out of 6, and you're getting a 6 out of 6. For me, I could have like 8, and you're getting a 6 out of 8. So you want to make sure you make it's like you make sure these 6 work. But just because it's not like hard coded, it's not like you say if this happened, do this or this and this. Understand the logic and make sure it works for all cases. Okay, once you went through, you wrote your project, everything is working, you graded it, that's correct, that's awesome, and we run it through all the checks, it works fine, and we run it through the different softwares to make sure it's not copied from someone, all this kind of stuff, and you got a grade. At the end of the day, you got a grade. You get, like, let's say a 50%. Something happened wrong and you don't know what exactly is going on, and you got like a 50% and you want another chance to work on it. First thing you understand, again, this is the regrading policy for the past few years. So I don't know if it's going to be the same one. It could be changed a little bit. Just keep an eye on Piazza. Second thing is, so how to ask for a regrade, how much can you get back, and when to ask, and also how long would it take. First thing is, how to ask is just through an email and using the template that I'm going to show you here. And then when to ask, you have 5 business days after you have a grade on. So you have 5 days to do your edits and then ask for a regrade. We're not going to regrade the same exact file. You have to change some stuff because our regrading scripts are not like we know our regrading script works. So something is wrong with your code somewhere. You forgot something, something went wrong. So the way to do it is you're going to change some stuff and then come back and send it back again, and then we regrade it, and you get up to 70% of the new grade. So if you got a 100% on the second trial, you're gonna get a 70. So it's pretty much giving you another week of work and another chance to regrade your project. And so that's why there is like a cutoff of a 70% on it. That's basically when to ask for a regrade. When do you expect to get a regrade back? I would say 2 to 3 weeks. Usually the TAs are just working on the new stuff. They want to release the new stuff, and then the regrades are like, it's gonna happen, but it's gonna take a little bit of some time because usually I take the weekends to grade the new stuff, the quizzes, the projects, all the different stuff, preparing for the exams, all the different things for you guys. So the regrades are gonna take a little bit of time, especially toward the beginning of the semester, as the semester progress. Some of the projects are gonna take 2 or 3 or even 4 weeks to do. So the first few weeks are like the project is like a week project. So on the weekend I have to grade that project. I don't want you guys to be like disconnected from what you did on the previous project so that you can improve on the next one and so. So what's the template? This is basically an email. You're gonna send me an email, and it's just gonna say I want to the subject line is regrading request for project XX, and then all you're gonna say is hello, I would like to request a grading request for this project, And then one thing you need to remember is when you do regrade, you only are allowed to change 5 lines at a time. So 5 lines of code. Again, there's no like cheating of like, oh, I can write, 3 lines in one line. No, like I understand what you do. So 5 lines only. If you change 5 lines in your grade, and you think it's working better, change the 5 lines and then show me, like, these are the 5 lines that I have changed, and these are the new ones, and then attach the old one and the new one with this format: last name, first name, project number, old, and then the new one, and then just add it with add the signature so that I know who the person is. Because sometimes I've got an email and their username is a little bit difficult to understand who's sending to me to it. So that I understand and it's easy for me to get it. Please use the template so it's easy for me to search through all the regrades and make sure I regrade your stuff on time. I'm gonna also attach it on my website so you guys are able to see it and download it and just copy paste it. If you want to copy it with like the word body attachment, I don't care, as long as you show me the 5 lines that you think the problem was in, and then the new 5 lines, everything should be fine with that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so it's a long process, and that's why we give you 5 business days, so you have an entire week to work on it and make sure you're getting the fair trade out of it. Again, just make sure your project works fine. Make sure you grade it as many times as you want. Some classes would not even give you a grading script, so I think it's fair that we give you some sort of thing to know where your project is at. But if you have any other questions, let me know. Send me an email, and we should be good to go. Thanks, guys. See you soon.